Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Chinenye Nwoye. First, let's bring you the headlines. First Lady inaugurates renewed hope resettlement city for displaced persons in Kefi. Stakeholders unite for sustained advocacy on voluntary blood donation. And world leaders mount pressure to de-escalate Israel-Iran crisis. Many thanks for joining us. One city at a time, Nigeria is implementing comprehensive inclusion of displaced members of the society, their resettlement going hand in hand with empowerment and scale acquisition. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu said this while inaugurating the renewed Hope Resettlement City, Yakande community in Kefi, Nasarawa State for displaced persons. We'll bring you details of this report in our subsequent bulletin. And as Nigerians mark another World Blood Donor Day, the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu wants Nigerians to work in solidarity to strengthen health systems and respond to global health challenges. Basi Itaiba reports that the Vice President's wife, Nana Shetima, who represented the First Lady, was the 2025 first-time donor.
Give blood, give hope, together we save lives, is the theme of this year's Blood Donor Day, observed annually on the 14th of July to create awareness on the critical need for safe blood and blood products.
I hope this marathon will be the beginning of a movement where voluntary blood donation becomes a norm in every Nigerian community.
It is a call to action, a reminder of our shared humanity, a promise that by giving small part of ourselves, we can offer someone else's life a chance to live. The team strongly encourages more people to all over the world to become regular donors.
After several years of the celebration, what has changed in Nigeria in terms of blood safety?
I think what has really changed now is the sensitization and the orientation of people towards blood donation. We and the agency, from our records, we have witnessed that in the last 6 months, due to the new interventions we have had a turnout of more and more donors every day. And there's this attitude before that female rarely donate, because some people feel female should not donate. But we have made people realize that there's no difference between gender in terms of donation.
Nathan John, the highest blood donor, who has donated for 84 times, has this to say.
It's been wonderful because it's one of the gifts I give to somebody who is in need that will not be able to pay me back. Or I don't even know the person that will, you will take the transfusion. And each pint that I donate like this, it takes 3 lives to be saved.
The day was also used to celebrate regular donors. Basi Taipa, NTA News.
And still on blood donation, every drop you give is a gift of life. Blood cannot be manufactured. It must come from those who care. Those were the words of the President, Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOWA, Rekia Abubakar, to commemorate the World Blood Donor Day 2025. The Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
Compassion took flight at the Nigerian Air Force Base as the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOWA, led a powerful campaign in commemoration of World Blood Donor Day. I met Ruth Pitiko, a nurse who is also a constant blood donor. She explains the joy she derives knowing fully well that she has saved lives.
Because you can never tell. It may be your loved one that will be on the street and needed blood. If only you had donated blood and there's a blood in the blood bank, it will save that life.
Antonia, before the sensitization, had a different perception to blood donation.
I'm very grateful for this lecture because I've never had to donate blood, but I've seen reasons to donate blood.
For NAFOWA, the belief is that every effort to protect life is noble, and blood donation, though silent and simple, is one of the most powerful gifts anyone can offer.
That is why we've taken this step to not only raise awareness, but to explain the process and encourage more members of our community to embrace this vital act of service.
People think if they donate blood, they will keep it even after like 1 year or like 5 months it can be used. No. The shorter the duration you keep the blood, the better.
From raising awareness to saving lives, NAFOA reminds us that safe blood saves lives. Be a donor, be a hero. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The federal government is set to initiate a breed improvement program and pasture cultivation center at the historic Wawazange Grazing Reserve in Gombe State. Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Meha revealed this when he undertook a facility tour at the grazing reserve, reiterating commitments to transform the livestock industry in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. Yusuf Jika reports.
The historic Wawazange Grazing Reserve in Gombe State has a total landmass of 1,144 hectares with potential to house thousands of herders and provide large-scale business opportunities to industry players despite challenges of infrastructure.
This place has been here for over 55 years.
The biggest challenge in Wawazange is water availability.
The visit is to acquaint the Minister of Realities on ground and activate necessary mechanisms to upgrade and optimize facilities for greater productivity and large-scale commercial drive. Other infrastructure to receive attention of the Renewed Hope agenda and the grazing reserve were school, primary health care, veterinary clinic, road network, among others, to provide an enabling environment for breed improvement and pasture cultivation in the grazing reserve.
Wawazange should come back to life. We are going to use Wawazange as one of our breed improvement centers, as one also area we are going to encourage massive pasture cultivation, so that any grazer, any farmer, any animal rearer that comes here will have no need again to migrate out of Wawazange.
We did a design on canalization of water because the main issue in this grazing reserve is water. Whatever investment you will do here, if you didn't solve the issue of water, you will have problem.
Highlight of the visit was the inspection of the ongoing rehabilitation of one of the dams being carried out by a livestock productivity and resilience support project. In Gombe, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
And still talking agriculture, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security states that President Bola Tinubu's administration is determined to ensure that Nigerians have access to quality and affordable food. This is coming as the ministry clarifies the motive behind the proposed prayers for food security. Musa Baba Aliyu reports.
The Renewed Hope policy for food security under President Tinubu's administration is not merely theoretical. It is a proactive initiative aimed at ensuring that the country achieves food security. This commitment is reflected in the administration's allocation of resources to make food production simpler, more cost-effective, and affordable for citizens. The Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is actively working to ensure food nutrition security for the country in line with the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Some of the programs being implemented include the delivery of more than 2,000 tractors under the supervision of the Ministers of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari and Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. Similarly, more than 2 million bags of fertilizer and other inputs have been distributed to farmers to reduce production costs.
What Mr. President has mandated us to do is to see how we can balance between consumer welfare and also farmer welfare. We are concerned about what it will impact on the well-being of the farmer. So we are working out modalities so that we can bring out how we can support farmers and how we can offtake from the farmers.
Regarding the purported special prayers organized by the ministry staff, management clarified that this exercise is not an official policy of the ministry. A statement provided to NTA, the ministry explained that the prayer session is an initiative of the Human Resources Department designed to promote staff well-being. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has reaffirmed the service's unwavering commitment to civilian protection across all theaters of engagement, underscoring the protection of civilian lives and property as a strategic imperative in NAF's counter-insurgency and counter-banditry efforts. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, indicates that Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar tasked the Chief of Civil Military Relations, Air Vice Marshal Ibikunle Daramola, to conduct a high-level strategic engagement with the air component of Operation Fansanyama Sector 2, operating in the Northwest region. He emphasized that NAF operations must consistently employ precision strikes in a bid to sustain public trust, as the enduring trust of the people remains the Nigerian Air Force's most potent force multiplier. The Air Component Commander of Operation Fansanyama Sector 2, Air Commodore Garba Ibrahim Jibia, described the visit as a morale booster and a strong reaffirmation of strategic leadership support from NAF's headquarters. As the Nigerian Air Force intensifies multidimensional approach to national security, blending kinetic operations with non-kinetic initiatives, the continued emphasis on civilian protection, community engagement, and operational accountability remains essential. 16,255 Ondo State indigents are to benefit from the Renewed Hope conditional cash transfer across the state. At the flag-off of the second phase of the President Bola Tinubu initiative in Akure, Governor Lucky Ayodetiwa assured the people of registration of more vulnerable and less privileged households in subsequent phase of the scheme. Paul Omukago reports.
Beneficiaries from different communities in Akure South local government area of Ondo State gathered at the council where a total of 1.2 billion naira was disbursed, with each beneficiary set to receive 75,000 naira broken down into 25,000 naira monthly for the next 3 months. Governor Lucky Ayodatiwa, while appreciating President Bola Tinubu for the initiative, described the program as a timely intervention to ease the burden on the less privileged. He reaffirmed his administration's readiness to continue partnering with the federal government on social welfare schemes aimed at addressing social economic challenges in the state.
By providing direct cash transfers, we aim to support families in meeting their daily needs. A renewed hope is working when you take care of the people who smiles to the underprivileged.
Beneficiaries expressed gratitude to both the president and the governor for extending support to the grassroots.
I appreciate our Papa, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the whole one of this nation. I pray we will continue to be with him as well.
The event also featured goodwill messages from relevant stakeholders. In Akure, Paulo Mukago, NTA News.
We will take a break here. There will be more reports when we return. Many thanks for staying on. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badre Abdelati welcomed his German counterpart Johan Wadeful to Cairo as tensions escalate following Israeli strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, killing top military leaders and scientists. Olo Mohammed tells us more.
With Abdelati, Wadeful warned against escalation in the region while stressing the threat of the Iranian nuclear program to regional security and adding Israel has right to defend its existence and the security of its citizens. He further expressed concern over Israel's military strikes and Iranian retaliatory launch of hundreds of drones towards Israel, calling the development deeply worrying. Abdelati condemned the dangerous and unjustified escalation, warning it could plunge the region into chaos.
Has clearly stated its goal to destroy Israel. We will not sit and wait for its intentions to become actions. This is not just a threat to Israel. A nuclear-armed Iran would pose a grave danger to regional and global stability.
These strikes appear the most significant attacks Iran has faced since the 1980s war with Iraq. The strikes came amid simmering tensions over Iran's rapidly advancing nuclear program and appeared certain to trigger a reprisal. Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
Following repeated fatal crashes, there has been a call to urgently inspect Boeing 787 planes. Again, Kolo Mohammed reports.
India's Minister of Civil Aviation, Ram Mohan Naidu, held a press conference on the Air India Flight AI-171 crash, which the death toll has risen to 279 people. He said there is a need to do an extended surveillance into the Boeing 787 airplane series.
And one important update from the technical investigation which is happening through the AIB is the recovery of the black box yesterday around 5 p.m. from the site. The AIB team believes that this decoding of the black box is going to give a in-depth insight into what would have actually happened during the process of the crash or moments before the crash itself.
Early Saturday, Indian authorities retrieved an unidentified object from the wreckage of the Air India passenger jet that crashed into a residential area of Ahmedabad in western India. In other news, a military helicopter in Ecuador dropped hundreds of fake bills over the violence-ravaged city of Guayaquil, each bearing a government phone number aimed at encouraging citizens to report criminals. The fake bills resemble $100 notes and featured red lettering with the messages, "Reward for information," and call 131 toll-free. Ecuador is currently experiencing an internal armed conflict following a surge in violence linked to organized crime, particularly drug cartels. The conflict is particularly between the Ecuadorian government and 22 criminal gangs designated as terrorist organizations. Kolo Muhammad, NTA News.
King Charles and Queen Camilla Saturday attended the troop in the Color Parade, marking the monarch's official birthday. The royal couple rode in a carriage in the military procession along the mall and into Horse Guards Parade, where the king reviewed guardsmen on parade. They were joined by members of the royal family, including the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children. The occasion was full of the traditional pageantry. But as the king requested, there be marks of respect to remember victims of the Air India crash, with the royal family in the parade wearing black armbands. The king, who is still undergoing treatment for cancer, rode in the carriage for the second year running, rather than riding on horseback. The ceremony celebrates the king's birthday. Although King Charles' actual birthday is 14th November, monarchs historically have an official birthday for public events. It is a new chapter for engineering excellence in Nigeria, as the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSC, welcomes 39 fresh corporate members into its Abuja branch. At the induction ceremony, NSC President Margaret Aina Oguntala delivered a firm charge to the new members: uphold integrity, embrace professionalism, and lead with ethical conviction. Justin Bem Uni reports.
They have toiled, they have learned, and they have served. And now, 39 engineers from diverse technical backgrounds have crossed a significant milestone: official induction as corporate members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch.
Yes, I do.
This isn't just a ceremonial transition. It is a powerful affirmation of their technical competence, years of hands-on experience, and steadfast dedication to Nigeria's engineering landscape.
You, as a corporate member of the Nigerian Society,
represented by an official delegation, NSC President Margaret Aina Oguntala presided over the induction, urging the new members to raise the bar in all facets of their work. She challenged them to not only strive for excellence, but to stand out on both local and global stages, becoming ambassadors of innovation and responsibility.
Let me also make this opportunity to call on our senior engineers to provide mentorship and support to these new members. Whether it is a guidance on career development, assistance in securing job placements, or support with capacity building.
As newly inducted members, you are now part of the distinguished community of engineers who are shaping the future of Nigeria.
The event also featured an enlightening lecture titled Personal vs. Professional Growth, the Power of Planning for 2025 and Beyond, encouraging the new members to harmonize ambition with strategy as they build their future in the ever-evolving world of engineering.
As an engineer that you are today, your tomorrow depends on the steps you take. It's not on the cards that you were dealt. Oh no, who you are and the engineer you become, you cannot blame your parents, you cannot blame your teachers, neither can you blame your senior colleagues.
The room was filled with heartfelt congratulations and words of wisdom from senior engineers and special guests who cheered on the new inductees. In turn, the new members expressed deep pride, fulfillment, and a renewed sense of purpose. This induction marks more than just a professional milestone. It is a symbolic handshake with the future, a pledge to the ideals of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and the renewed commitment to national development through innovation, integrity, and engineering excellence. Justin Bemuni, NTA News.
Imagine completing your studies in just 3 years and having access to federal starter packs or soft loans to launch your own enterprise. For over 29,000 students sitting for the 2025 TVET 1 entrance examination into federal science and technical colleges across the country, that imagination is fast becoming a pathway to reality. Organized by the National Business and Technical Examinations Board, NABTEB, the exam is more than a test, but a doorway to skills acquisition, youth empowerment, and economic self-reliance. Olayinka Ojo reports.
Technical and Vocational Education and Training, TVET, offers more than just a classroom instruction. It delivers a hands-on practical approach to learning, equipping students with industry-recognized credentials and skills that are in high demand in today's job market. Designed to empower students with specialized knowledge across diverse sectors from construction, fashion, hospitality to engineering, TVET Pathway is transforming how young Nigerians prepare for the future. For thousands of hopefuls, this year's entrance examination into Nigeria's 33 federal science and technical colleges is more than a test. It is a stepping stone to personal and economic transformation. Among them is 13-year-old Angel Pius, who dreams of becoming both a caterer and a fashion designer. Today, she is one of over 29,000 students writing the exam, hoping to transit into Senior Secondary School 1 with a purpose.
Because I love doing it in my house, I know how to cook, I'm in charge of the housework, and also I have interest in all these ladies' garments.
Mechanical crafts, like aluminum is there, building of things is there.
The entrance questions are based on the different skills set, but the students will be admitted based on their areas of strength while answering the questions. By enrolling in TVET programs, students like Angel will gain industry-relevant skills that open doors to immediate employment and self-reliance. The curriculum is tailored to align with labor market demands, ensuring graduates are ready to hit the ground running.
No country succeeds without the artisan, craftsmen, and technicians. They form the backbone of GDP of any nation. No factory, no industry succeeds without this class of people. And again, in Nigeria, we depend so much on paper qualification. That era has gone. But with this group of people, this innovation, this initiative, the Nigerian in no distant time will be able to produce.
Then apart from the opportunity it affords parents, being that we are given the privilege that is going to be tuition free, it's another motivation.
A bold step in building a future where young Nigerians are not job seekers but job creators. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
And this is where we end the news on NTA International. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Nwei.